why she's at the 14A1 District Court, Your Honor.
All right. So you're requesting an adjournment of these proceedings, Mr. Jerkus?
Well, there's two things. I have gone over the facts of the case, and we will be looking to waive today, Your Honor.
Well, I'm not going to permit the waiver while she's on technically bench warrant status.
Okay. So she is available to turn herself in.
What I will do is this. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to adjourn this to September 21st, 2 weeks out, 2023 at 9 a.m. Ms. Odgers?
Yes.
Couple questions.
Okay.
She wasn't denied today. All right. First of all, Ms. Odgers, you may have told your counsel that you were denied entry to the Washington County Jail today. You were not denied entry to the jail. We just called down and checked. Ms. Odgers, when's the last time you used?
Right before I went into the hospital, like earlier that morning, was it?
Have you used it all today?
No.
What about yesterday?
No.
All right. At this point, then, defendant's bond is revoked. You are at the 14A1 District Court. There are officers actually waiting outside the door, so I'd suggest that you follow their instructions. They're going to take you into custody, and then we're going to see you on the 21st. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Calls case of the people versus Alan Smith.
Allie Zend on behalf of the people.
And yes, good afternoon. State.
Yeah,
Defense.
long anchor for Mr. Gomez.
Are you Mr. Gomez? Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor, and yes, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. All right, everyone, we're on the record. Please don't talk behind the court reporter. Mr. Gomez, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We're proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family and households.
Any objection?
None, Your Honor.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did
Yes.
you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family household as a Class A misdemeanor? Range of punishment is anywhere from 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargaining agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement, you were giving up those rights?
yes, ma'am, I do.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? You need to speak
Oh,
up.
yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Did you understand if your application, if I were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has indeed, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge, I do.
Mr. Gomez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family, household. They're recommending deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence? You're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition.
Yes.
Judge,
Yes.
I was mistaken. I thought that applied if it were a felony conviction.
No.
It applies if there's an affirmative finding.
Yes.
Yes, we're okay with that.
All
Judge.
right. And did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand?
Judge, at this moment, Mr. Gomez is the primary parent. He has custody by way of CPS, sole custody of all three children.
Well, if somebody files orders against him,
Orders,
if there are custody orders and custody contested, this is coming up. Now, I'm just telling you what the rules are, but whatever people do on the civil side, that's what they do on the civil side. But I'm letting you know, with an affirmative finding of family violence, if there is a custody hearing, all things equal, a person with an affirmative finding of family violence is not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent.
but he could be granted joint custody. Is that correct?
Oh, I'm not the civil attorney or the civil judge. I'm just saying what the rules are and what are the collateral consequences of this.
You understand what you're saying? I do. She's saying that if later on, if there's a custody battle between you and Crystal.
Oh, but this is not an issue with me having them now, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
if there later is.
Understood.
Okay, yes, we understand, Judge.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Defense,
Yes, sure.
state,
Yes, Your Honor.
showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, the BIPP program, no harmful or injurious contact with Crystal Castagnana. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense, the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
State offer states exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused to continue to confer. Mr. Gomez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
I'm sorry about that. I used to it, I don't know. It's not an issue. All right, I guess.
All right, I'm sorry, state. Is the complainant aware of this? plea?
Your Honor, we made multiple attempts to contact the complaining witness throughout the prosecution, and we have been unsuccessful in contacting them.
All right. So, Mr. Gomez, why is she calling you a crackhead?
I'm
Why
sorry?
is she calling you a crackhead? That's what it says in the police report. It says that she woke you up to help her get children for the children's, to take them to a birthday party. You all began to argue and she called you a crackhead.
I don't know her side of the story completely. We weren't together. She actually came to my residence. I never let her in my place and.
All right, let me ask you this. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you're going to get drug tested today.
I mean, I do smoke marijuana.
All right, we're going to drug test you today. Is that all it's going to be positive for marijuana?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're gonna do a drug test today, then I'm gonna come back with my sentence.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so counsel, we're gonna have him drug tested today, then I'll make a ruling.
So you'd like me to stay present, Judge?
Yes, it shouldn't take that long.
You give me an estimate. I just have another place to be.
How long will it take? You ready to use to go now?
Yes.
Oh, he's ready to go now, so it'll be a few minutes.
Fair enough, Judge.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you.
Believe so.
All right, are you ready to go back on the record on Mr. Gomez?
We are, Judge. Mr. Gomez? I say I'm aware of what he relayed to me, and what he relayed to me is this. He's positive for marijuana, but he's positive for a benzo, probably a Xanax his dad gave him a couple weeks ago. He's positive for a Vicodin also, which his dad gave him for back pain a couple weeks ago.
Oh, see, that's still no excuse because he was dishonest with the court. And I don't know why somebody is allowing him to have children and he's using drugs, but I'm not a civil court. I can only do what I can do. All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 1868, State of Texas versus Luis Gomez. All right, state Mr. Gomez is positive for opioids, benzos, and marijuana. So do y'all wish to continue with this plea?
Your Honor, at this
We-
time, yes.
We do, pending the TAP evaluation. Yes, we do, Judge.
All right. Anything you wish to say to the court? You want to explain yourself?
I was just,
Being dishonest,
to you, yes, ma'am. I did not realize,
that it would come by positive.
no, that I had, well, I mean, I did the Vicodin. I do know that that's what I took because I was in pain and I asked my father for
So
meds.
again, we're back to the point that you were dishonest to the court. I don't know why you're wasting up probation's UA. Doing those UAs cost money. They're not free. I should start making people pay for the UA when you're dishonest with the court.
Again, I didn't, it was a couple weeks ago. I didn't, I mean, it's not.
Again, you didn't think it was gonna
I
come out
don't- I
positive.
don't take them on the regular is what I'm trying to get to. I mean, I should have said, I took that a couple weeks ago and included it in when you asked me about the marijuana. I didn't, that's my fault. And
Well, I mean, you were just dishonest. You got to own it.
yes, ma'am. I mean, there's no other way around it. I was dishonest.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. The BIPP program, no contact with Crystal Castaneda.
Excuse me, Your Honor, do you mean no harmful or injurious?
No contact.
How then can they exchange children for this case?
Well,
Through a third party.
We've been managing.
Yeah, through a third party.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want the UA hotline. If you have a back problem or something else that's going on, you can't be taking other people's
Yes, ma'am.
medications.
I am aware.
There's no marijuana use in this court.
Yes, ma'am.
It is still illegal in Texas. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to do the UA hotline. I'm going to want him tested for levels. He's going to be tested weekly. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, is there anything else?
Did you want field visit?
Yes, let's do field visits once per month, and that's until he's clean.
And do you want, community service hours?
Yes, we are going to do 80 hours of community service restitution. And I'm going to ask for parenting classes. And once he completes the parenting classes, and that'll be with Triple P, once he completes that, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
Your Honor, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I am currently enrolled in, I was in BIP classes. They since moved me. I'm not too sure on the name. My classes start today, 6 to 8.
All right, you'll have to confer with probation so they'll know what those classes are.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then I will make a decision on whether or not they'll be acceptable.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Where?
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. In this court, it's best to be honest with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Because for conditions of probation, I'm trying to give you conditions so that you can be successful and so that you won't come back here again. Because you're looking up to a year in the Bear County Jail.
Yes, ma'am. I am aware.
If you have any issues, speak with probation. If you feel like probation isn't addressing those issues, then come back to court. We'll figure it out. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before I'm excused, may I ask for a reset, a second setting on George Ibarra? He's the fellow I wasn't aware was on my calendar today. I have a heck of a lot of homework to do. I do have an initial offer.
All right, Mr. Ibarra, come forward. Norma, on Ibarra, can you give me a 30-day reset? Just a regular reset. All right, you'll be back.